Alright everyone, just a really quick, I guess you could say accessory review today. I know it's been a really long time since I've done a video review on the site, so I'll hopefully be trying to get back to that, but I really don't know with, fitting it in with my schedule and everything, and things have been a bit crazy of late, so yeah, we're just going to see how that goes. But in the meantime, what you're seeing in front of you right now is a G8 Lan Bag, or Lan Bag 1.0, I believe it's actually called on their website. And this is just, a bag made by the company G8, and they do, gaming accessories and, clothing and that sort of stuff. Some of you may recognize this as the bag that would have come with the 5970 Black Edition from XFX. It was a special edition of the card, apparently, shaped like it came in a thing with a gun, but it also came with a special edition of one of these bags. Alright, so here's the bag itself. As you can see, it's quite long and rectangular, and you've got three large pockets on the front. These are attached by Velcro, and there's also zippers on the inside, which open up, and then you've got just space in there. And that's intended for cables, headphones, anything really that you could fit in that sort of hole. Now you've got three of those obviously, and they're all exactly the same. There is no difference between them. On the top there's a really nice, thick, heavy, padded carry handle, so you could really, it really depends on what you're going to be putting in this bag. It's meant for your LAN accessories and stuff like that, but you'd think it wouldn't really weigh that much. But yeah, it's a really thick, padded handle. I actually wish some of the other bags I have just for travelling would have a handle like this, because it's really quite good. There's also a shoulder strap, which personally I think could have been a bit longer, but I'm quite a tall guy, so most shoulder straps aren't really quite right for me. So yeah, there's also these large clips on top and bottom, and this is just so the bag generally keeps its shape. And we'll just move on to the inside now. So as you can see, we've opened up the bag now inside to reveal two different sets of straps, so to speak. So you've got two vertical straps on either side, or vertical if you're looking at it in the way I am, and one horizontal strap. You've got two sets of these. The idea is that you can put a keyboard here, a mouse here, and then likewise on the top. Now in terms of the inside, there's very quite nice thick padding all through here. This is just one big padded piece. There's another bit here, and there's some padding running through the bottom here. There isn't any padding along the seam of the zip though, but that shouldn't really be a problem for most people. In terms of getting into the bag, there's just two zips that run up the side. One's from this side. I mean, obviously you can orient them any way you want, and you just unzip that. But it's actually quite I wouldn't say complex, just overly not difficult, but excessive to get into the bag, because to do these up, there's those there, and the handle is over each side, so you put that in and then just lace it up together like that, and then Velcro is there. So that means that to get into the bag, you've got to open this, open each of these, unzip, and then open. Oh, and also the shoulder strap, see, is connected to this side here, but to this other side here. So obviously this means, for balance-wise, if you were carrying it on your shoulder, this would be, a good thing to have. But when opening the bag, this strap is not long enough to actually open completely without coming across the middle. And that's not really a problem. I mean, the stuff that you're carrying in here would not be one long piece, and if you couldn't fit it out through there, you've obviously got a very large problem with what you're carrying, and this bag probably isn't that suited to it. So yeah. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and throw some computer accessories into this bag, just to show you, how the functionality works and everything. So I've just got a couple of usual things. So we've got my keyboard here, which just sits like so, and then put the straps around, and that's nice and secure. I've got my mouse, which at this point in time is a G7 wireless mouse. Thinking of upgrading, maybe not. I haven't actually got the cords for that at the moment. They're still plugged in with the computer. Just put the mouse pad here over the top, just for a little bit more protection. Now, in terms of stuff in there, that would be usually about all I would do. So I would close this up, generally zip. And it's obviously come up on camera because I've moved in front of it. Yes, I am shirtless, and yes, my back is feeling I've got very, very sunburned. So, open up one of these pockets, headphones, slide one in, and just for the purpose of this I'll leave that open, but of course you zip it up. And another one of these pockets, put in computer Xbox controller, which I do use. You guys should play Super Meat Boy, it's very fun. And another one here, just say, some cabling, or whatever you may have, monitor cables or extra power cables, stuff like that. And then all of this sort of fits together, you put it all back together, and there you have it. All works fine, very secure. And it's a perfect way for transporting this sort of thing in a very actually quite flat package. So just some more stuff you can put in there at the moment. I did have this idea just now as I walked past my laptop bag. People who keep up with my videos know I've got an Alienware M11X, and this will actually fit vertically into the bag without a problem. There is perfectly enough space there, and the padding is perfectly sufficient. The only problem with this that I can see is that if you have keyboard and mouse and that, you're going to obviously get some dings on it. So if this was something you really wanted to do, and I see no reason why you wouldn't do this, especially if you're going to a LAN and this is a very powerful little laptop, you should just get one of those cases made of wetsuit material or something like that and have that there. And also another interesting thing is that this will actually fit into one of these pockets. Not completely, like it'll slide in and there. It's just a little bit too long for the top, and unfortunately this means that the Velcro doesn't quite catch, so you've got nothing to be able to hold it in there. But it will fit, which is quite interesting. Once again though, there's no padding in these outside pockets, so I would suggest, if you were to do this, use a sleeve for the laptop or whatever you may be transporting, perhaps like an ePC or something along those lines. So that was this is the end of the review, I guess, for the G8 Lan Bag. Also, as you see here, of course. Personally, I think it's a really, really good idea. I mean, this sort of thing, frankly, doesn't exist for any other company, as far as I can tell. I haven't been able to find it, and that's why I got one. Because I travel for uni a fair bit, because I go to uni outside of the city I live in, so I'm traveling back and forth all the time, taking my gear with me. So this is just a perfect solution. And also at uni, there's many a LAN that goes on, which is just great. A couple of things I would have liked to have seen improved or changed maybe is that as far as I can tell, these buckles here are unnecessary, so it just adds a little bit of extra bulk. But I guess it does protect the bottom of the case. If you put it on something, it's going to contact these first, which is better than just smacking into your gear at the bottom. Velcro straps here, I would have liked to see maybe some longer pads here, so like I showed with the laptop, you can put in longer things there that don't quite fit. Another nice feature would have been to have some padding in these pockets. Even just a little bit of padding would have been quite nice, because you're going to be transporting controllers and perhaps even external hard drive or something. It would be nice to have something a little bit to dampen shock in there. In terms of the inside, it's all great in here. This is all perfect. Perhaps a partition between these two sections would have been nice, and a little like fold-up flap or just a divot or something in here, just so you could put something there to stop everything colliding. But other than that, it's really a minor concern, and what it's built for, it'll do perfectly. It would have been nice to maybe see a little bit of padding on these Velcro straps, but once again, this is a very minor thing, and if you are concerned about scraping your keyboard and mouse or whatever it is you're going to be putting in here, then you'll be prepared to deal with that with sleeves and socks and that sort of jerry-rigged shenanigans, basically. Yeah, that is the G8 Lan Bag. It's a very nice bag, very affordable considering it's $35 US, which when I purchased it ended up being about 34 Australian, given the wonderful exchange rate. However, I will say anyone who goes on their website, which once again is www.g8brand.com, and you can navigate through there to get to their store. I will say that if you're purchasing from anywhere outside of the US, use PayPal as a method, because there was some trouble with me trying to use just a basic, like, straight credit card order. It rejected it, but still took the money anyway, and everything was sorted out in the end, and the guys at G8 were very helpful, you know, and they gave me some extra stuff too. I got, you know, a beanie and that sort of stuff. So big, you know, thanks to the guys at G8 for helping with the problem, getting everything to me in a timely fashion, and you know, giving me that extra stuff. So yeah, just, you know, if you're placing orders from outside the US, try and use PayPal with correct information already in there, so that'll just, you know, solve the problem. But overall, this is just a really nice bag. It suits my purposes perfectly, and anyone out there who really frequents LANs, you know, travels with their computer gear all the time, this is really, you know, a great product for them, basically. And as I said, there's no other product like this that exists at the moment. I mean, before this, I was just using an old sports bag just to carry all of my cabling and controllers and keyboard and mouse and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, big thanks to the guys from G8 on this.